Welcome to the Daily Decant, your 5-minute briefing on the world of wine. Each episode delivers practical insights to help you choose, order, and talk about wine with more confidence in everyday social settings. Let's get into today's decant. Thursday, we crossed into the south side of the Côte d'Or today, and the Côte de Beaune. And we talk about white wine. Specifically, we talk about why white Burgundy is considered the gold standard for Chardonnay anywhere on the planet. And before we get into the villages, I want to address the California Chardonnay comparison, because it comes up constantly and it's worth understanding. Most of the world's most popular Chardonnay is made in a rich, full style. Ripe tropical fruit, lots of oak, sometimes a buttery quality. The style is delicious and there's nothing wrong with it. But white Burgundy does something entirely different. The cool climate of the Côte de Beaune means the grapes ripen slowly and retain high natural acidity. The wines lean toward mineral, citrus, and stone fruit, lemon, green apple, and white peach. Oak is used, but with restraint. The result is a wine of precision and tension rather than opulence and weight. Neither style is better, they're simply just different conversations. Meursault is the most approachable and arguably the most beloved white wine village in Burgundy. The wines have a characteristic richness, a kind of toasty, hazelnut warmth alongside that mineral core that makes them so accessible even to people who are new to white Burgundy. There are no Grand Crus in Meursault, but the Premier Crus, particularly Perrier, Chaume, and Genever, are world-class. Producers to know are Côte du Ré, if you can find it and if you can afford it, Rouleau, and Lafon. Finally, Puligny-Montrachet. If Meursault is warmth, Puligny is precision. The wines here are leaner, tighter, more mineral, almost laser-like in their focus. And this is the village that many consider the pinnacle of white Burgundy. 2 Grand Crus sit partly within its borders. Les Montrachet, arguably the most celebrated dry white wine in the world, and Chassagne-Montrachet. Both are tiny, both are extraordinary, both are priced accordingly. Village level, Puligny-Montrachet, from a serious producer, is a more realistic entry point. Expect to spend $80 to $150 for something genuinely impressive. Chassagne-Montrachet, the third great white wine village, and one that's easiest to find at relative value. Chassagne, it also has access to Les Montrachet and Montrachet. Grand Cru and Premier Cru are outstanding. The wines here tend to be a little fuller and earthier than Puligny, slightly richer texture, and a little more roundness. Producers, Ramonier, Nielon, Colon. Now, Côte de Beaune reds, because they deserve a mention. The village of Pommard produces some of the most structured, earthy Pinot Noirs in Burgundy. Closer in spirit to Gevrey than to the silky wines of the north, and Volnay, just down the road, produces some of the most elegant, light in color, perfumed, almost Chambol-like in its grace. If you see a Volnay on a list at a reasonable price, it's almost always worth ordering. The practical takeaway from today is that if you want to understand white Burgundy without spending a fortune, start with a village-level Meursault from a reputable producer. It's the most generous, most immediate, lovable expression of what this part of the world does best. Once you have that as a reference point, Puligny and Chassagne become easier to appreciate on their own terms. Tomorrow, we'll go into parts of Burgundy that most people forget about, and where some of the region's best values are hiding, Chablis and Beaujolais. We'll see you then. That's today's Daily Decant. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe and share with your friends so you can continue building your wine knowledge in just a few minutes a day. See you tomorrow for your next decant.